We are Legion.
We are all.
We are one.
We are
Watching. Hoard Illuminati.
Welcome to the Hoard Illuminati podcast. It's Adam, Greg, and special guest Josh today. Christel will be joining us a little bit later for Star Wars, so let's hop right into it. Welcome, Josh, Mr. Dunk TK421. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing good. How are you doing?
Great. And Greg, how are you doing today?
Just to break the mold, I'm doing not good.
Well, you can tell us about that in a moment.
Everyone's
First-
always, I'm fine, I'm good. I'm not.
First, I'm going to go with Mr. Ray of Sunshine. Josh, how are you doing, Josh? Let's start that again.
Doing good. Been living here in Chicago. We've in lockdown for the past 2 months. I haven't left my apartment, but
Oof.
doing good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I just mentioned who you are in the app, but you were on one of our early featured fans. So it's been a while since you've been part of the show. So welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be back.
And remind everyone who you hoard and which apps you're in.
So I'm in mainly Star Wars, but I also do a little bit in Marvel. In Star Wars, I hoard Ayla Secura.
Very cool. And you're known as the Ayla Secure guy. There isn't many with a collection that tops yours in that department, and you've pretty much got them all outside of a couple. Am I right?
There's a handful of gilded. I'm still missing, and some of the low count 2015s that are unobtainable at this point. But other than that, I've got pretty solid collection.
Pretty solid.
Master of
Okay.
understatement.
That's okay.
That's pretty solid. Yeah, $40-$50 worth, I guess.
Yeah. Bought a couple things on the bay, and it's shaping up.
I'm
Greg, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I added some fat clone idiots this week, so I can hold my head high on the Hoard Illuminati podcast as a hoarder this week.
And remind everyone who you hoard and where you find you.
Oh gosh, well I'm Ted Salas in Star Wars, and I hoard all manner of crazy bullshit. Right, my focus right now has been Dak Ralter from S1, oldie goldie moldy, and then the fat clone idiot from S3. I've been trying to get a few of those down to 32. So I'm like one away on the red hyperspace, and I'm a million away on some of the others. And somebody in our Discord, it was like AP55, sent me a purple laser burst yesterday.
After we just talked about that,
We just talked about the
recent
laser burst.
holocron.
He spotted a quitter, and he took our advice where we talked about when you see a quitter, don't go for the inserts, go for the base variants, go for the that stuff. So that's what he went for, and in there was a purple laser burst, so he snagged that for me. So thank you very much.
Yeah, now
that was really cool.
Now everyone's going to go for base variants, so we have to go back to going for inserts.
Yeah, so that's my strategy to
Yeah.
get them all going for the base variants, and then I'll get all those reflections, baby. Yeah.
It's all falling into place. It's all falling into place.
Yes, my master plan is finally coming to fruition. Good.
So, Josh, as our guest, would you like to start us off with your Hoard updates? We know there's no Ayla in Series 7, but how did you end up in Series 6? And you're still actively in the feed hoarding that.
Yeah, I'm still actively hoarding. So I have my notes here. I'm just gonna pull up my list. So Series 6, I've got 7,500. So respectable, kind of building back up post Monument. Some of the older series I've actually got some more of. So Series 1, I've got 6,500. Series 3, I've got just under 12,000, and Series 5, I have 15,000.
Nice.
So,
and you've got a lot of competition whenever you deal with a hoard with boobs. So there's always someone out there collecting anything that's female.
Well, she's a great-looking female too. I mean, that's a good-looking woman right there, all painted blue. She looks great.
She does. Hopefully, if we get a second series, a base, she'll be in there. If not, I might have to find someone else to hoard.
Maybe someone a little easier.
there are a couple I'm thinking about. Just waiting to see if we get another wave of base or not.
Gotcha. You know, we've been tipped off that there might be. Who knows when? But you know, it doesn't. Hopefully, it ends up being soon because, man, even though I hoard one of these cards, I'm kind of getting tired of the same 101 cards out there. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, get some new base in there, something different to look at when you open packs.
Yeah. And Greg, you mentioned you got a new Fat Clone Idiot this week, and you were recently hoarding deck. Any updates on the deck front?
No, not really. Haven't made a lot of headway there. You know, there's not that many folks around with S1. It's more of a lark, really, to go out and just, you know, if you post anything in the feed, you're going to get all kinds of maniacs coming at you with weird shit. So it's something to like try to have a goal, but usually it ends up being some other crazy stuff, and I end up hoarding people on my ignore list.
We've all gotten really good at that lately.
Jeez, I haven't looked at mine lately. I know it's not a good troll because just some of the stuff is just like it's offensive. I mean, it's like you know, it's like it's not just rude. It's just like, you know, dude, seriously, man. Wow, the just lowest level bullshittery going on with some of these new players. I think is
funny.
I have to put him in the corner, and then every so often I see him, and I'm like, oh, okay. I go and try to send an offer and see that they are blocked, and then I unblock them and see if they've gotten any better. Give them another try.
What's the success rate on that?
1 in 5. 1 in 5.
That's not good.
Usually after a month or so, people start to get a handle on stuff, and they're not quite as crazy. The tier thing is out of control. I mean, the ideas about what's fair and trading due to the tier system are just straight bullshit. Just wow.
One of the things that's been popular within our group lately has been you get a bullshit trade, and the standard response this week has been, talk us through this logic.
Yeah, I don't even have time for that, to tell you the truth. Most of the time, it just kind of I don't want to hear their logic. You know, as soon as they say this is 2 rares for a super rare, and that's in their mind okay, without looking at card count or character or do I want this set or any of that stuff. It's taken even more thought out of the process on the other side of what does the other person want. That's always been the thing that I've kind of tried to go by, and I feel like I go to a lot of effort to look at their stack and see, oh, okay, oh, he really likes Boba Fett. Let me offer some Boba Fett needs that they don't have and stuff like that, and try to be considerate and try to build a trade that somebody would want to accept, that I would want to accept if somebody offered, if I was in their shoes. You know, you basically have to put yourself in the other person's shoes. And I don't see that. This has become this again, we're back to this vending machine mentality of, if I put 2 quarters in, a 50-cent piece will pop out the bottom, you know? I don't care for it.
Yeah, it's a lot of, well, you've got multiples of this, say, Del Rey. You surely need these 2 chromes that sit in the same tier, you know, that came out last month.
11,000 count, of some bullshit, fragment of a scene from Clone Wars that I don't fucking want. You know, it's just like, God damn, man, seriously, look at my stat.
Yeah.
And despair.
And let me, I guess, run through my hoard real quick. Just a reminder, I'm AC the Destroyer in the app, and I hoard Count Dooku, and this week I hit 14,700 of the Series 7. White, I hit 6468 blue, 4,400 reds, 1738 green, and 1111 orange.
1111.
Yeah.
This one goes to 11.
11. I love Spinal Tap.
Yeah, me too. You kind of ruined it, but
well, it was 11. 11.
These all go to 11.
11.
Well, why not just
make 10 louder? Yeah.
We'll do the whole movie, whatever.
Yeah.
We got time. Fuck it. That'd be entertaining.
like
It'd
so
be more
black,
entertaining than
it's-
our usual show, probably.
It's none more black.
None more
um,
black. I love that one too. It's so good.
Shark sandwich, shit sandwich. I mean, we can go on. But
Where does it say that?
this
They can't
word
write
is just
that.
2 words. Just a reminder to folks out there that we had a feature fan this week. That was Andrew Biggs. He's the one that's done the Vanessa Marshall special, the Bozeman and James, the Jamie Beamish special, and Greg sat down with him for like 3 hours, and he recorded an hour of it.
Yeah, he was so patient. I felt really bad about that, but he's a guy I just talked to. Literally, I mean, the half hour that y'all didn't get, we had such a nice talk, and I just love that guy. And it was not wasted time. It might have been wasted time in terms of the show, but in terms of 2 dudes talking about shit and getting real and having a good time, it was wonderful. It was really nice to talk to him. I love that guy. He's so.
You got into some deep sci-fi mythology on that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're both like super mega nerds and both in all directions and stuff like that. So. It's neat to see, where that stuff links up. You get a couple of geeks together and start talking, and you're going to find these country roads that you've all driven down. It's really cool.
Very cool. And also this week we had our latest episode of the Holocron, where we tackled Series 3 Laser Bursts. And thank you, Josh, for your assist on that one behind the scenes.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I was like, who's got that spreadsheet? I can never remember. Who's got that spreadsheet? It was Josh. Yes.
And then he blamed me for
yeah. Got it open if we need it.
There we go. And that was very helpful, and had a good time recording that one. So hopefully you guys feel informed and entertained after that.
I listened to it, and it sounded like one of the most accurate ones we ever did. And I didn't see a lot of stuff on Discord or Reddit of people going, "Oh, well, actually, blah blah blah." I mean, it seems like you did your research, Adam. I didn't do any. I'm just literally there to make dumb jokes. Preferably.
Well, they didn't go through 4 levels of tweets to find the odds. So
no, I didn't do any of that shit. I opened the app and looked at mine and went, "Those are pretty."
Let me make a video for my background. Oh man. We also have potentially a new special report coming this week, so be on the lookout for that. Should be good. It's going to be
actually drop on May 4th, and I
yeah,
think if the timing works out, we may have a May the 4th very special.
Yeah, another big special. So we're excited for that. So let's hop right into it, and let's talk Disney Collect.
Okay. Well,
all right.
I didn't do anything in Disney Collect that I can remember this week.
Well, that's really good for Disney Collect. Let's talk. No.
Moving on. Okay. Tarot cards. Everything's no.
Yeah. They had a new Incredibles storybook scenes and illustrated adventures. It's 2 sets in one. Dropped this week. Very, very cool looking Incredibles cards. Full bleed, no border. It's all the things we ask for in a scenes card. And they are really, really nice. There's like 30 some cards in one of the sets, and I believe 20 in the Illustrated Adventures companion set that are with it. I'm going for this right now. They're like 1 in 5 in 2K packs, very obtainable. But the biggest complaint with these is they lay in common, so they already put in the transmission. We'll see these again later. It's like, fuck that. No one likes open edition shit. So
you'll be able to
really
mulch them into something someday.
Yeah. They aren't guaranteed packs, so you actually have to pull a bunch of coins to get them. So I'm just trying to get to enough to do dupes for needs right now.
They do a lot of sets like that in that app where they're like monster huge sets to put together. I mean, in terms of activity level, that's something fun to do, but the content I wasn't that hype about.
Yeah.
Thanks for that old man set.
Yeah, I really like the Incredibles movies, and these are just full of like bursting with color in really interesting scenes. So they're fun cards to look at, which is something that you should be interested in. If you're going to collect a set, you definitely want to be able to, enjoy them and look at them later. So if you don't collect them.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
philosophy.
Josh, are you on Disney at all? You mentioned Marvel, but
No, just Marvel. I've thought about it. I haven't pulled the trigger on downloading Disney yet.
well, the traders there are spectacular.
Yeah, yeah.
Do
They're
they
a
trade
lot like Marvel
using
traders.
tiers?
Oh yeah, there's tiers, and then there's also tiers with the A, because these folks. Oh man. Oof.
They're special.
Yeah. Tier for tier. Yeah. And boy, are they something in the feet. So they had another set this week called Winnie the Pooh Vintage Creations. I really like this set, but I was doing the Incredibles one already. And then they also did another short set called Princess Charisma. It's one of those 5-day quickie sets where they drop the award like really soon after the set's over, and then it's done. Those will probably actually have some value, but I did all those other short princess sets in a row, and they're just coin drains every single day. I don't have the coins to do that.
I looked at that one, but I didn't care for the art style. It's got kind of like this little, a really cutesy style. More, it didn't seem to be on brand to me. I didn't care for the art style of those, so I just didn't go for it. It was way too cute, too cute for me. I'm not, I don't like cute things.
Yeah,
I like scorpions.
Okay.
They're wicked, cool scorpions.
Scorpions.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to Marvel. That's what's happening in Disney, by the way. They had this weird catalog set this week where you got one shot to buy one pack, and then it's like, make the award for this Captain America or Captain Marvel card, and I guess you got to trade for it, but that means you got to trade in there. So I just got the one card, and I'm like, I guess I'll be happy with this.
So that's it. Look like there were multiple packs. You'd open a pack, get one card, and then there would be a second pack, and the third pack, and the fourth pack, and then it did give you the award at the end.
I never got the other packs.
And I just tried to pull it a little while ago, and I only saw the one pack, and then I went back to the transmission and said view in store, and it said there's no packs.
Yeah, so you can only buy one or something, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm done. I mean, we've seen that in Star Wars with like those like Mother's Day, Father's Day cards where they gave us one freebie, and then it's like if you want to make the set, you gotta pay the price in the feed. But this one actually has an award with it, so I don't know. Maybe
they changed that.
When I
maybe
go
they
to
fixed the glitch.
Yeah, when I go to view in store, it just says this product's not available because I opened one pack and got Black Panther.
Yeah, so same.
It's not really like a catalog. Usually a catalog you look at and then you pick out the things you want.
Yeah.
You get those. This one's just like, you just get a blind envelope and that's what you got for Christmas.
But the envelope said catalog on it, apparently.
Yeah. There you go. You get your choice of whatever's in this envelope. This one thing. There you go. Merry Christmas, son.
Yeah.
Christmas was really tough on me. Not really. Not really.
Because I'm so coin poor. That was like the only thing I did in Marvel outside of like finishing up some of those cheapy Avengers sets. But Greg and you mentioned some other stuff.
I guess I have to do my weekly rage fest at fucking In Detail because once again the details are incorrect and they like go out of their way. God damn it. It drives me crazy that they like act like they're the marketing or whatever it is around this acts like they're like this expert at the comic shop that's got this infinite knowledge and here's some history of the Marvel universe, and they're always showing the cool little funky stuff that I like, but then they fuck it up. They like this week again. They've chopped titles off so they could call it something else. They've given the wrong title when it's right there on the title. This week it's a Daredevil cover, Daredevil 181, and I believe it's one of the ones with Elektra and Daredevil, and that was hot shit. And Frank Miller was the artist on that. Yes, he was. He was the penciler on that, on the cover and the interior. So on the in detail card, it says inked by Frank Miller, which is incorrect. It's not. He didn't ink that. He didn't start inking his work for a long time. That's something that in the process of creating comic book art is a big deal because every bit of that work is going to be in the book. That's why inking is such a big deal. And his inking style is is wild. You know, goes into big swaths of black and, you know, big dark shadows and stuff like that. That's why he did so well on Dark Knight, because that style lent itself to that. It was a long time. This is very early Frank Miller work. So his inker was Klaus Janson on that entire book. Klaus Janson also did all the word bubbles and all that stuff. Huge amount of work that guy did on that book. And just to completely blow that guy's credit out and give it all to Frank Miller is just straight bullshit. And that stuff drives me nuts. I mean, you know, and most of their audience probably doesn't give a shit. But I mean, it's a chance. If you're going to have a set called In Detail and you're going to talk about old stuff, you should at least take 2 seconds on fucking Wikipedia and look up the right answer before you put it on the card. Yeah.
No.
So there's my weekly rant about In Detail. They have fucked up almost every single week something on one of those cards. And it's like, why do you even bother? Just don't. Stop doing it. It's not that hard to get these answers. That's the thing. You know, when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I know he didn't ink that. And then I went and I looked it up, and sure enough, it was Klaus Janson that inked that. The whole thing, the whole book, the cover, the interiors, everything. So credit where credit is due. It's not that much to ask.
And they haven't fixed any of these either.
No, they won't. They never will. They'll just keep on trucking, you know. And now there's some idiot 13-year-old walking around thinking Frank Miller inked the cover of Daredevil 181. Is that a world-changing misconception? No, but we could do without it, you know. There you go. Yeah. Weekly rant ended.
As he steps down from his soapbox.
It just makes me mad because the name is In Detail, and every week there's some detail that is just wrong for no reason. You have to like work really hard to fuck up that bad every week.
I mean, they've got it to an art form, so I mean, don't wreck their art.
Okay.
Josh, what else are you doing in Marvel? We've said our piece.
They had a free set this week for, I think it was Superhero Day, which was a 4-card set of the Avengers poster logos, one from each of the films. And the other set that actually did spend a couple diamonds on was the Endgame box set. So they had, I think there's 20 or 30 movie still cards, and then there's 3 insert sets in there. One of them is like a time heist. There's a tilt, and then there were character posters in there, like different odds. And I like the tilt ones because they're the characters in their quantum suits. It's black and white image, and then if you tilt your phone, then it fills in with the full color image. It's pretty neat set. So I did hunt most of those down.
Nice. Yeah, we've mentioned it here before. It's like we'll save up for like one thing, and then we're like coin pour for another like month on Marvel, and we're kind of like, okay, you know, that's one of those things where logging in once or twice a day is not going to build up those coins that fast.
Yeah.
So we just find the one thing, and then we're like, we go all in on it, and then we're kind of like, now we're poor again, and we'll wait till something else that really, really catches our eye, because I think we're both to the point where like, I'm not spending anywhere else, but you know,
I'm still selling stuff off. I just sold off like I sold about somewhere around $110 worth of stuff to a guy in our Discord this week.
Oh, nice.
So and I used that to buy like some old shit I've been after for a while, like that flight plan set.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
So that was an expensive set. I talked the guy down because he'd had it listed for, God, he must have had that thing listed for like a year at his price. And I think I'd offered him less before. And now a year later, when there's cobwebs growing off of it, he's willing to make a little bit of a deal. So so I pulled that down, and then it's a classic Gregg move too, because I already had the complete set except for the award, and then I had to buy the complete set to get the award. So now I have all these fucking dupes of the thing, but I used one of them in a trade with Tangent B to flip up a bronze gilded, and they needed that card, so worked out okay.
The old Galaxy Selects move.
Exactly. It's exactly what I did. I'm done with this set except for one card. I'll just buy the whole set to get that one card.
I mean, it's solid logic. It's solid.
It's not at all. But whatever. Whatever.
Well, Greg, tell us about what's happening in Neonmob this week.
Well, they just dropped a new set yesterday, and it was late. It was a weird time. Usually they drop sets at like 3, and this one came out of nowhere. It never showed in coming soon or anything like that, as far as I could tell. But it's an LE set from Mythga, who's a really popular artist on the app. And it also has a legendary card in it, which is kind of an event when those pop up in a set. Couple of popular artists with legendary status card in there, and everybody's running to the bank, the coin store, to get some of those. So it's called Heroes and Villains 2. So obviously there was a previous set, which I think I actually collected that set. So that's kind of hot, which is in the land of not very hot. It's a pretty mellow app. And then we've got a dev profile coming up again with Joe Walsh here sometime in the next couple of weeks. We're going to get together and yak a bit about some upcoming stuff they have in the app. He's got some new features and new sets he wants to talk about. So we'll have him in. He's always a lot of fun to have on.
Yeah, that's cool. He's always like a ball of energy of excitement with what's
yeah,
happening.
he is. Like if I needed a hype man, Joe Waltz would be my dude, man. I mean, you just get him off to the side and everybody think I'm amazing. He's a good guy. So I always like talking to him. So I'm looking forward to, chatting with him again.
Cool. Looking forward to that as well. And what's happening in Tarot Cards this week? They got a new movie set on there, right?
Yeah, Plaguers, which is, wow, that's timely, right? Yeah. But
yeah.
Apparently it's in space and there's zombies and it looks pretty scary. And I don't know, I might try to watch it if I can figure out where it's streaming. If it's on Amazon Prime or something like that, I might check it out. But it's got, they've got the scene cards, and they had a fan choice on that. He ran a little thing on his Facebook group and on the Twitter feed to the fan choice card from the first wave of the scene cards. And then he also has letter cards, which, and then there's 2 different versions of the scene cards, which is unusual. He's got the regular version, and then he's got a Pandora exclusive, and those are in a Pandora exclusive pack. So they're one, for, 10K, you get one on every one. It's a guaranteed pull.
Nice.
So
it's a 10th anniversary? Huh.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the 10th anniversary, whose 10th anniversary it is. So happy anniversary, baby. Got you on my mind. And
yeah, I read the copy on this one from the news, and I'm kind of like, okay, because I'm like Plaguers. I'm like, oh, it's going to be like a Contagion movie or something like that. And it's like the first sentence is, when a band of sexy space pirates hijack a fuel transport vessel bound for Earth. And I'm like, all right, I'm in.
I'll be the judge of their sexiness. Thank you, sir. I'll be looking to see if I can watch that one. And the first letter one that popped up is P. So I'll bet you next week I know what the next one's going to be.
Q.
It's gonna be
Q.
L.
It's gonna be Q. Oh, that makes more sense.
I don't think there's a Q in Plaguers. It's not Plackers. They don't have dental problems, Adam.
I just thought it was the alphabet in order. I thought it was the alphabet.
No, I'm
an
pretty sure it's gonna be L.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Or maybe LA, and everyone will just move to California.
Yeah. Oh man. They're also finishing. I don't know if they're finishing, but the Rygo characters are still going on.
Yeah, I
and
think
the
there's one
Tales
more
for the
week
Campfire is still happening. So those are still ongoing sets. And man, you know what? I hope after a couple weeks, he's pretty good about this. Probably like maybe a new hunting ground soon or something with Plaguers. Maybe we haven't seen a hunting grounds in a while. I'd love to see one again.
It has been a while, but I'll tell you what, that guy is a one-man band. He does.
Oh, I know.
I hate to even mention, oh, it'd be neat to have so-and-so, because he'll just run out and do it, Yeah. So.
I do love me some hunting grounds.
Yeah, they're fun.
Well, you want to turn to Star Wars?
I guess we should, yes. Let's do that now.
And let's welcome in Christel.
Okay.
I'll be keeping it, baby. I'll be keeping it.
weekly. I'll be keeping it weekly, baby. I'll be keeping it weekly.
All right. We got our Keeping It Weekly time, which we are finishing up week 10 of 12 of the current fun runs. So to translate that into Corona time, that's Tuesday. So let's see, what did we have this week? Sunday, Editor's Choice, Top Choice, you know what I mean? It was week 10. We had the disguised Lando from Rise of Skywalker. He was wearing his cool Pasana helmet. So that was cool.
He likes to wear disguises.
He likes to wear disguises.
He does that a lot.
He's a cheeky monkey. And then let's see, Gilded Galaxy. We got our Galaxy of Adventure Leia last week. And this week we are working towards Jin. So they're really trying to crank up the card count on these now. So who knows what we'll get next week. Let's see. Monday for Heroes, we had Admiral Haldo. So that was cool. I like her. She's fabulous. Tuesday, droids. Oh, it was one of my favorite. It was EV-99. He's that really mean droid from Jabba's palace. Yeah, we have need for you on the Master Sail Barge. That guy. Yeah, I love him.
He's probably who orders people to torture gonk droids.
Probably. He
burn
loves
their
that.
Feet.
He loves that. It's his hobby.
Burn their feet.
Yeah, burn
Jesus.
feet. Droid feet. That's just great. Which, why would droid feet have feelings? That's really weird. You think about it. So think about that, folks. It's really weird. Anyway, so then, Featured Creature Wednesday. We had a Dewback this week, which everybody loves Dewbacks because that's like classic stuff there.
They still don't have a wave 3 for those creature features in the set view.
I didn't even bother to look. I just figured they wouldn't have had it. So yeah,
and they
I'm
didn't,
sure it's not going to be a problem.
Well, they didn't even have it in the overall in the set view.
Yeah.
I really had to keep refreshing the store. I think they would go, oh, everyone's using the store icon off the card. Let's make it harder to find the card.
I'm sure it's not going to be a problem. The awards are all going to be great. They're all going to go out when they're supposed to. Everybody's going to get what they're supposed to. There is not going to be any problems there. It's all fine.
I want to give a big shout out.
You?
A big shout out to user Padme1138 for hooking me up with a couple extras on that, so I could meld my red. I don't know what you did and how you got those or how much they cost, but thanks, honey.
All right.
Big shout out.
That was it's all worth it for that, guys. You saw it.
She lives for that.
That was it.
Shout outs on the pod, baby.
Shout outs on the pod. Okay, then Thursday, it was our favorite mechanic of all time. It's the Fan Choice Tournament. And of course, as predicted, it was Iggy versus Gideon. And surprisingly, he did not self-destruct.
No.
He won.
No, he didn't.
He won. He burnt up Gus Fring. So, spoilers if you haven't seen Breaking Bad.
That happens to Gus Fring a lot. Yeah.
And if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, what is wrong with you?
We can't be friends with you.
Yeah. Just turn off the pod and go watch Breaking Bad because it's classic.
That's good.
It's perfection. It's really good. What?
Next up, villains.
That was so timely. How did you do that?
I'm good. I know I can put on a production.
You know, that's the most timely and effective a Royal Guard ever is. If you think about it, and actually I'm wearing my Royal Guard shirt.
Yes, because it was Royal Guard Day yesterday.
Royal Guard Day
Everything
yesterday.
had a Royal Guard. It was crazy.
Because it was villains, and of course the villain was the Royal Guard, and I figured out he's the villain because he's never there when he should be.
Yeah. When Rey starts killing guys in the throne room, they leave.
No.
They weren't in this scene here?
Oh, she kills them all.
Did she kill them? Did they actually do something?
Yes, they tried, and they tried to fire guns at her.
There's another one. Oh, Jesus. Get away from me, you villain!
They try and fire on her, and she's just like, "Pyah!" Catches the laser bolt and blows it back at him, and
I remember that
kicks
now.
their butt.
I couldn't remember if that was them or if it was stormtroopers or what.
No, they were like Royal Guards looking guys, and Ben kills the last one.
I need to watch that movie again, I guess.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Probably.
Right now.
Yeah, but no, like they're completely useless in Return of the Jedi. It's like, oh, they look badass, and then it's like, oh, we need to go take a coffee break, and then oh, shit's gonna go down in the throne room, and nobody's there.
I'm just gonna stand here villainously.
Yeah.
They could at least vogue villainously.
You know, and like if they could have like stopped, a lot of stuff from happening if they would have, not left the room again in Revenge of the Sith. Because it's like, they're standing there, and then it's like Yoda's coming in to kick some ass, and then they're like, oop, we're out. We got to go. It's coffee time.
Well, doesn't he ruin a couple of those guys too, though? Oh, there he is again.
He just knocks him out.
There he is.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, we got to go.
Bye, Royal Guard.
We got to go. Sorry, pal. We got to go.
Okay.
We're out.
All right. So then what was
So,
next?
yeah, so they're very villainy. So it's Royal Guard Day.
Okay.
Here. And then, let's see, it's Saturday today, so it's concept.
Yes.
So we should get a Royal Guard.
Concept Royal Guard again. Okay.
Which the
I'll allow
concept Royal Guards are cool because they could be cool. Like I
Kirkanos.
found our cool little action figure.
I don't think
Kirkanos.
is that Kirkanos?
Yeah, of course it is because his little helmet comes off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clearly his face.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the face of Kirkanos.
Yeah, he's got a big old scar on his face. Oh, it's like where'd they get that idea?
So angsty.
Oh, so angsty. Ah. Yeah, and he's like way more actiony than regular Royal Guards.
Yeah.
So.
Ah!
Oh, there!
No!
Oh, there!
Oh,
Oh,
he's gone. Okay.
He's gone. Yeah, that's so that was the week.
That was it. Okay. Dun dun
That
dun
was it.
dun dun.
Done. We eagerly await our concept Royal Guard.
So, Greg, did you really forget that she fought those Royal Guards? You saw the movie like a dozen times in the theater, right?
I don't know. I just spaced on that. I guess.
Yeah, but it's
I was
Corona
more-
time.
I was
That was
more-
like 15
Yeah.
years ago.
I'm
That
more
was
worried
like-
about. I was more worried about the pivotal battle between Ben Solo and Trudgeon.
Yeah.
'Cause that was the face-off I had been waiting to see. Trudgeon versus Kylo. Who's gonna win? How's this gonna go down? Answers.
After that big reveal of all those names, we expected to hear those in the movie. No.
No, not so much.
No, what did you think? Ben was going to be like, Trudgeon, how dare you?
Trudgeon, you bastard!
Well, I figured at some point it was going to be like,
Ow.
Trudgeon, take the ship, or something like that.
Trudgeon, get my ship. Bring me that dead alien head, Trudgeon.
Why is it
Maybe
spitting out so much exhaust, Trudgeon?
Yeah, you're polluting space. You're space jalopy.
Maybe just one line of dialogue from them. Maybe.
In the extended edition, there's like a whole monologue from Trudgeon.
Our child needs approval to purchase something on her iPad in the middle of everything. So
Well, I mean,
we just do. Go ahead, buy
Yeah.
some diamonds, honey. She's buying
Trudgeon
diamonds
approves.
on Bunt. I don't know. She's the one that's been doing that, Crystal, not me.
What the heck was my password?
I don't know. Why don't you say it out loud on
Yeah.
everybody can get free diamonds from the Hoard Illuminati podcast. Everybody, get out there and help yourself to some, free shit on the
But I'm
iTunes store.
expecting a Spaceballs move and change my luggage.
Yeah. So, moving on.
Yeah. So this week on Sunday we saw Masterworks Wave 3. I think of Wave 5 total, something like that, based on the number of cards.
Yeah, I think it was.
And
25.
Crystal, you had a Hux to collect all those of in all the variants. Were you
I
successful?
remembered it. Yes. Okay.
She remembered that Hux that
Yes,
you were
and-
speaking
and
of.
my password.
Password. So that's good.
Oh, God. I'll bring it to you. I got to do the verification crap.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, I'll be you.
Yeah.
I love Hux. He's cute. He's dreamy. Oh.
And I was fearful of this happening, but they put Count Dooku in, not as a card that I could collect or get a million of, because those standards are like 50,000 count. I could hoard the shit out of it. No, they had to make it the orange and purple award.
Fun.
So,
That's good. Get out there and collect them all, baby.
yeah. But I couldn't have done that without the help of Josh. So thank you very much on that, Josh.
Yeah, I pulled way too many packs trying to get that triple sig. And actually, I pulled a Black Hux, which went to
Okay.
Crystal pretty quickly
Thank you.
for a Vader, and I ended up a couple days later turning that Vader into an Inception Ayla Secura award.
Nice.
I saw that
Wow.
pop up. I was like, okay, that's cool.
That's
Yeah.
very good.
Well done. Well
Very
done.
Good trade.
Yeah, those black Masterworks were trading well.
Those are 100.
Yeah, they're hot. Yes,
Yeah.
100 count.
Which seems like a lot these days, but then when you compare it to the standard, which are like 50,000 going on.
The stuff where it's just like common as dirt, hundreds.
Yeah.
Wow, that's super rare.
I mean, that's 5 times less rare than the white Rise of Skywalker base cards we were dealing with for a while.
Well, it definitely puts the awards more in a realistic category, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and you for all the things this week, it was Boba Fett for the standard award, so everyone's going to have a Boba Fett. But then, you had like, what was the Black Award? Was it Rex this week?
The Black
or something
Award
like
was
that?
Cody.
Cody.
I almost went for it because it was Cody.
You would have thought it would have been reversed though. Like Boba Fett would have been like the baller award, but no, everyone's going to have a Boba Fett now.
Well, everybody wins in Star Wars Card Trader right now.
Yeah, so expect Wave 4 tomorrow on Sunday, and hopefully your card is in one of those top tier awards because
that's one of those parasite sets that I don't have to do anything to collect because Crystal's always chasing the higher shit, and she just gives me all the blues. Yeah, like I'll open packs and I'll go, "Hey, did you do blue?" And she's like, "Please tell me you didn't open packs. I have so many blues." And I always did because I want to get something. I want to get something rare, but I never do. And then I just come pleading like a little puppy for my blues, and she just gives them to me. It's great.
Yeah, I ended up getting the
So
Black
big ups to Padme.
Yeah.
On the pod.
Wow.
I ended up getting the Black Kylo, and then I flipped that for the Black Han Solo in like 7 of the signatures later on.
Wow.
Including a couple of the dual sigs, and then I traded that Han for a boatload of stuff I don't remember, but I liked it, so I took the trade. So.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So within Star Wars, Clone Wars Episode 10 is going this week for the weekly episode set. Ewoks joined the fight, and the Moonglow set finished.
Well, no, they're still in
They're
catch-up.
catch-up packs, but
Catch-up
the
packs.
daily
really
drops
tired of
completed.
this catch-up strategy where it just extends the wait
Suffering.
for an award, and now we're waiting for a ton of awards now because they delayed a shitload of awards for this the bunt method, which we're gonna have. I don't know.
It's gonna go great.
It's gonna go.
Gonna
Are
go
we gonna have to have
wonderful.
maintenance mode to get that? Because that's what happened in Bun. It went into maintenance mode, then there was an update, and then it was all there.
Yeah, I claimed my first bunt award this week. I kind of liked it, but at the same time, I wish they'd filter those to the top when you had to claim one, because in bunt I've got so many parts of old sets that I don't collect because I just bought a couple packs of cross trade. I had to scroll for what felt like an hour to find the one with the little red dot on it to claim.
You can filter by 2020.
But I didn't, so I didn't
should.
think of that at the
You
time.
need to
So
do
thank you.
that in the future, sir.
But it's I hope it's something they can just bubble up to the top eventually in a future update, because that's annoying to have to scroll through them. Because come December, even if you filter towards 2020, you're gonna have a boatload of stuff in there as well.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just have it filtered by 2020. It didn't seem like a big problem because I collected a bunch.
It might have been
of
at the beginning of the alphabet.
Yeah, well, I collected a bunch of stuff this morning too because I had like those panels and I had the maze awards because I'm all about bunt now.
Yeah.
Having a lot of fun on bunt.
So let's talk about these moon glows. What I still, we talked about it a little last week. I did the blue set just because it was like you talked about before, Greg, where it was the defense move where you don't want those in a trade, and I was trading the dupes that I'd get for like white base. But what was going on with that set? Like the award's a collage, but not of everything, and Someone explain this set to me a little bit
Oh
better.
boy. Okay. Well, you got your blue, you got your red, you got your purples. You're gonna collect those. You get all 9 of those. You're gonna get an award someday in the future. Who knows when? And then you've got the first week of melds, which were neon, and you had to meld one of each of those to get the neon. And then now they're in catch-up packs, which have all the cards in them. The first week it was a daily drop, so that day you were getting that card. Now you're in catch-up mode where you don't know what you're getting, because all the cards are just thrown into the catch-up pack, red, blue, and purple. And then you're melding for Moonlight, which most people I think are probably going to not. I feel like those are probably going to end up being lower count. I could be wrong than the neons. So yeah, it's a second week of melding now. I just did I did a pre-order on eBay for the Moonlight ones, the second week melds, and all those melds became available on the first day that they went into catch-up mode. So my friendly farmer just boom sent me a trade of 9 with all of them for like $7 or something.
I chasing all the variants as well. So I was pulling 3 of each color a day, melding right away for the neon, but then I'm sitting on dupes, 2 purples, 2 blues, and a ton of reds. Every day I get someone coming for, hey, you have an extra purple, can I have it? No. I'm holding this because there's a Moonlight meld next week. I'm going to use it. So I don't really have a dupe. Every day, like, dupes for need.
What for this?
It's not a dupe. It's going to be gone in a couple days.
Yeah, I love the pitiful, hey, I really need this so I can get this award. It's like, well, what about my needs, bro?
Yeah.
I just got that from somebody a little while ago.
Yes. I've had people ask that.
A bunch of garbage because they want those cards.
You don't get to complete your set at the cost of mine. That's
Right.
not how this works.
I'm not your grandpa.
In the new one that I keep seeing in trades, it's like, I've been looking for this card forever. I've been on the app for like an hour.
In the app for like 2 weeks. I see that all the time too. It's like, oh man, I've wanted this my whole life. No, you didn't.
If someone sent me that on like a really terrible character, like, do you even know who this is? Like, I don't know who this is. This is what you're going after.
This is his dream. He's been dreaming of that card for his whole life, ever since 2 weeks ago.
Actually, my favorite trade this week.
He came out of his cloning pod 2 weeks ago.
Someone came after a dupe reflection, and they'd offered a bunch of cards I was interested in, and they commented that if I wanted, they had a gilded that they were willing to trade. So I asked them what gilded. It was a diamond, so a 10cc Clone Wars Platinum Serapis.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Do you guys know who that is? No?
No, I don't remember.
What episodes he was in? I don't know.
No.
Is it a he? I don't even know.
I don't know. But it was offered to me for a reflection.
I
don't think so.
Pass. Yeah, it's like a $2 card, bro.
Sounds like a
They only seem to look at card count when it's to their advantage, and they think to their advantage in a situation like that. But the tier thing is just awful. The worst.
Tiers are meaningless.
Meanwhile, someone's going, I finally dumped that Cerebus.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, happy day. It's gone for my stack. Finally. I don't know what that voice was. Thurston Howell the third actually had that card previously. Lovey, I finally got rid of that cursed gilded. And
now it's gone.
I like how Adam will just like step back and let shit like that go on way too long.
It's like, oh, there's a car coming. Let me just step back off the road.
Yeah, let me walk.
Let it
right
pass.
in front of it.
Let it pass.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
We had another Masterwork set this week. The Heroes of the Rebellion, if you collected the Dark Side set over the last couple weeks, same mechanic. They have the steel and the gold, and it's very, very Rogue One heavy.
Yeah.
So you've got all your...
They
got
died.
your bays and your
died
K2
like
and-
dogs. They died like dogs. It's a physical port, so I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It is what it was always going to be.
Yeah. And, you know, you kind of see some of these and you're like, okay, you know, you're going to expect to see all the heavy hitters and from A New Hope, and they're there. And then General Riken, and you're like, oh, okay.
Well, why are you going to diss my horde?
Yeah, I know.
Why are you going to diss
I'm,
my horde?
I'm waiting
hoarded that
for you
guy
to walk
and
into some
I
more traffic.
him, and I have a monument with my name of General Riken
know.
right on it. He's cool
I
dude.
know.
And we got
And-
Admiral Akbar and Admiral Radis.
Yes. They're heroes.
And one of the things that I noticed with this set is that the Bodhi Rook still does not have an image in it. So I keep getting trades for tops.
Well, let's blame the third party who created that set.
Darn you, contractors.
Contract, it's not them. It's
No.
not them. That was an in-house tops job. That's a port. So somebody just didn't upload something. It's still blank.
Jim.
Still blank.
Oh, boy.
So I got trades the other day. You know, I've been doing like a Masterworks base swap shop, and, you know, I keep getting these Heroes of Rebellion in there. I'm like, no, I'm trying to collect this set. And this person puts in a Tops logo. I had to like revise the trade to see what the hell it was. And I'm like, no, I want a Heroes of the Rebellion for this, you know, imageless Bodhi Rook. And I put it in like a base into the trade, and they declined it. They're like, no, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't have that in there. I'm like, it just says Tops on it, but you can see the info on the card.
Right. Yeah. Well, he's afraid they're going to load the image and it's going to be, you know, Ray or something.
Yeah.
See, you're using that valuable metadata now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Well, I mean, in a situation like that, it's all you've got. It's the only data. You got to go meta, man.
We also saw the return of Solo Illustrated this
I know
week.
one guy who's really excited about that.
Yes, Mr. Biggs.
Yep, he likes it.
Now, these have the same mechanic as last time. They have the standard black, the red, the gold, but this time they throw in a couple of purple bonus droids that don't count towards the sets. They're at really long odds, but everyone seems to keep pulling them. I pulled one in the 10K pack yesterday. They're really cool looking.
Yeah, I saw the purple kind of looks nice, but I am not collecting that set. I think I did the previous one, but I you know, I don't want to punch myself in the nuts any more than I already did.
Yeah, I'm just doing black.
Yeah, same, just the black variant. If I get the droids, great. If not, it's fine.
Easy 10K per day. You usually get one, maybe two in there, and it's good stuff for not much. Now, the big issue set of the week has been platinum. Who wants to tackle platinum? Josh, you want this one? You're already got your head in your hands here. Go ahead.
Yeah. So platinum is back. This is series 2, and we get green, red, and blue, as well as a gold this time. So there's credit and crystal packs, and then the crystal pack or the credit packs. The greens are 1 and 3, and then you could pull either a red or a blue at 1 and 15. The crystal packs, you get 2 of any of the 3 colors. If you get 10 of one of the gold variants, go to the workbench, you can melt for it. The counts on these, because they're so easy to get, are insanely high. The other thing that's interesting with it, they have the 3 variants, but the cards are different across each variant. So there's there's a Boba Fett. There's only a red Boba Fett. There's a Ray, there's a blue Ray. So you get people looking for in the feed, looking for color combinations that don't exist. trading green Kara for green Ray. Green Ray doesn't exist. And then on top of all that, so they're easy to get. The counts already, the counts in the greens, I think last night already broke 10K. They're available for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Nobody's
this
going to be
is gonna-
buying them for 2 weeks, though.
No, 2 weeks, but these are going to become another defense set. Get it just so people don't offer it to you.
Well, the thing that's really sad about it is, and you know, like I've never been a huge fan of platinum, but it's always been a pretty premium set. And the counts on them got really low as they went on and on and on and on and on, because they kept putting the things out for a long ass time. And then they also had gilded in those previously and stuff like that. Man, they just completely tanked that brand with this. It's almost like what they did with Vintage, with the motions being so high. It's just completely ruined the thought process around Vintage. So that's kind of sad. The golds are kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of a neat mechanic to be, you know, to gather up 10 and then meld and get the gold and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see where the counts come in on those. I think they'll probably be in the 500 range. Most of them are in the 200 range now, but they'll lose steam. Everyone, you know how it goes. Everybody's hot shit for something for a day or two, and then it's on to the next thing. And we got May the 4th coming as well. But there's going to be more waves of these as well, because they even said, this is what the awards are going to be at the end, you know, at a time to be announced, and there will be more waves of these things. So it'll be interesting to see how bad are they going to drag this out.
So I'm looking just at my spreadsheet here just for reference. So Platinum Series 1, the last wave of that, those were about 200 count for the inserts. Right now, the blues, which are probably the least common, because only 5 blues in this new one, the blues are at 5,600, give or take.
Yeah.
And this is in 24 hours.
Yeah, I just looked at the greens, and they're approaching 22,000 for the greens already.
Yeah, it would have been, I don't know. It's really annoying that they just like picked, you know, okay, 2 blues and 1 green and 1 red, and those are going to be the melds, rather than doing all of them and making, you know, a primo level with an award and stuff like that. That might have evened it out a little bit. Everyone's pulling shitloads to try to get just the meld ones, and nobody's trading the other ones for those, or vice versa. So it's kind of a messed up economy in the platinums. It's not good. I'm not a huge fan of it, even though I got in there and got a bunch. And then I went to the farmers last night, and they were selling like, you know, 1 of each of the melds for like 99 cents. So I was buying sets of those. And then the one farmer I buy from all the time, I guess since I follow them or something, I get like a 30% discount from them if I go over $5. So I bought like 9 sets of those melds from them for like $6.15 or something like that. It was crazy.
Nice.
So that was a good price for those, and I was able to meld all of those. And I actually melded an extra ray and then sold that for $15. So I broke even basically on that deal.
Cool.
The new concept just got loaded.
Oh
What the
boy.
heck?
It is not a Royal Guard. It is Naboo fauna. It's a whole bunch of animals in a swamp. It's kind of a neat picture.
Damn swamp critters.
Those don't look like they would be in a swamp.
Why not? Them are swamp critters if I ever seen them. Oh my, look at all this. Oh goodness, there's a flapping bird, and with, oh my goodness. Them are definitely swamp critters.
Have you been watching your Moonshiners again? Is that what
No,
you're
I
channeling
just
right
wanted
now?
to talk like Mr. Haney for a while. Mr. Douglas, them are clearly swamp critters, and they've invaded your farm.
You realize most people don't even know who Mr. Haney is.
But they'll
so
be
you're
entertained
just-
by the voice.
Are they?
You're just channeling all the 70s sitcoms right now.
Yeah, that's right. I
Okay.
did Thurston Howell, now Mr. Haney. What's next? Holy shit. Courtship of Eddie's father.
Dallas.
Do J.R. Ewing.
I'm
Are-
going to destroy you, Bobby.
There you go.
What about a Mr. Roper?
I do him. I do
Darn
Don.
you kids.
No, I do Mr. Furley.
Yeah.
I do different landlord. Mr. Furley.
Oh man. So that's kind of what's been going on in Star Wars this week. Outside of just these daily drops for some of these sets, it's been kind of a slow week. What we think is happening is they're ramping up for May the 4th. So what would you guys like to see for May the 4th?
Doesn't matter what we want to see. What we'll see is a base chase, probably.
Some variant of some sort, you think?
Yeah, there's probably going to be some kind of base chase. I don't know. They don't typically do anything super awesome for May the 4th that I can recall. Like literally, I'm searching my memory and trying to remember. Have they ever done anything that was really cool on May the 4th? And I can't think of anything.
No.
Well, with no like movie to really promote, they might be doing something really fun with it.
we are coming up on the 40th anniversary of Empire. So
Yeah. Yeah, and there's
optimistically,
actually a
I would
bunch of
love that.
merchandise I saw.
Yep.
They just showed a bunch of merchandise, so I don't know. Maybe there'll be some tie to that. That would be cool. Everybody loves Empire.
Yeah. I'm excited for my Black Series Han Solo and Carbonite action figure.
My cat is behind our green screen right now. and it
The
just-
one is.
Yeah, the biggest, fattest one, of course. Oh my god. So I don't predict much of anything super cool. They had a shitload of freaking daily deals today. They had no daily deals yesterday at all. There was not even a 99 center. And then today they had like 4 daily deals. So what do they have up their sleeve?
I don't know, but it might be worth picking 1 or 2 of them up.
Yeah, usually, it's like in a video game where you go in and there's a bunch of health kits all over the place. You're like, oh shit, something's about to go down.
Yep.
Do you want to save your progress?
Yeah, exactly. So, that may be a sign of things, to come. Something expensive this way comes.
You mentioned it last week. You're like, ooh, there's a $9.99 deal. Wonder what's coming up. And I didn't get it. And then the next day they dropped the Masterworks with all like the Dooku awards. I'm like, son of a bitch. Because I didn't do the daily on that one.
Probably should not snooze on those.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's you can't buy them all, or
No.
can you? I don't know. Did you buy them all?
I don't buy the little cheapy one.
Oh, you just go for the big baller one?
Yeah.
I always buy all the cheap ones and I leave the $9.99 one in reserve. Okay, am I going to need this later today?
Ugh, if I need to get the cheapy one, then I have problems.
Don't judge me. I'm trying not to spend so much,
It's more cost effective to just get the big one.
That's what she said.
Oh!
And we're out. I didn't even know
And scene. Wow.
High note there. There you go.
So besides what we predict maybe a base variant chase, we're probably looking at, 1 or 2 insert sets of some variety for May the 4th. Maybe like you said, Josh, maybe that 40th anniversary ESB set. Maybe there's something in the works for that. We'll see. But as we kind of wrap up the show, do you want to roll into final thoughts?
So I guess Josh, as our guest, would you like to do your final thoughts first?
Oh boy, on the spot.
The firstal thoughts? I don't know.
The first final thought.
Doesn't make any sense.
These are the first steps, Ray.
I'm excited for May the 4th come up here in terms of hopefully we get something cool in the app. If not, we get some cool Star Wars stuff in general. I think there's going to be some kind of virtual con to replace Celebration. I know they've been hyping all of the movies on Disney Plus as well. Outside of that, in the app, generally, I'm excited for the new reward system. Hope it works. Tiers are meaningless. Ignore tiers. And just try and be nice to each other in the feeds. I see a lot of like nasty comments coming through. People posting pictures of getting chewed out in trades. There's no point. Try and be nice.
I agree.
Yep.
No, it's easier to just walk away, honestly. Just
Yeah,
not
all
stay-
of the back and forth chit chat and
Yeah.
the just decline it and move on.
Yeah, just-
Go get a soda. Just
a
relax.
soda.
Yeah. Blood sugar is low. People are getting grumpy.
So it is. They're hangry.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat a
Everybody's
Snickers.
angry. Eat a Snickers.
Meanwhile, half the country is going, soda is a pop.
No, it's not.
No, down here it's a
Actually,
Coke.
soda.
down
Oh,
here.
I know. It's
Everything
soda.
down here is a
Anywhere
Coke.
south of Atlanta, it's a Coke.
It's a Coke. Even when they only have Pepsi, I'm like, just Coke. And they're like, is Pepsi okay? I'm like, yeah, whatever.
It's a Coke.
Oh, you're one of those. You're one of those.
Still a Coke.
Well, I'm woefully unprepared as per usual for final thoughts. I know you're shocked. I spent so much time thinking about how to get that little Royal Guard guy to move around. I was like, I was doing that shit since like I woke up this morning because we were joking about it yesterday, and this morning I was like, I'm gonna fucking do that. And so I figured out how to do it, and that's what I spent all my time on was the Royal Guard. But there's a new series. They're doing a documentary series on Disney Plus about the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's supposed to start on May the 4th.
Yep.
And it's a making of thing. And I'm always crazy for the making of things because I love all the behind the scenes stuff. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And I started watching a show on Disney Plus called Prop Culture. Have you heard of this one?
Oh,
No.
what's that? I guess it's about props.
Yeah, it's all about film props, and they've got this big, this big guy that goes around and he goes to the archives and they show him stuff in the archives, and then he hunts down different props and then and costumes and all that kind of stuff for an individual movie. So like the first one was about Mary Poppins, and that was kind of interesting. Not a huge fan, but then the next one was about Tron, and he was talking to like Bruce Boxleitner, and he's getting to see all the different props. And like they actually have the neon sign from Flynn's Arcade still in their archives at Disney. And when they took it out and powered it up, it was shot. It lit up about 3 lights. So somebody came in and restored the thing and got it all working again. So that was kind of cool. And then they were showing costumes and different pieces that were still surviving. Most of which looks just like absolute shit. You know, it wouldn't hold up for 2 seconds up close, but on film it looks amazing. And they were talking about to the people that worked on the movie about the different processes they used to create the look of that movie, and it's really interesting stuff. So it's not just about this prop, that prop, it's about all the behind the scenes kind of stuff. So really interesting show. Definitely check that one out, and I'm dying to see the Mandalorian one. I love stuff like that. So those are my final thoughts. Looking forward to something and already watching something.
Cool. How about you, Crystal?
I did not get to watch any new Adam Driver movies this week. Sorry, I failed again. I was still watching my regular shows that I've been watching now: Miss America, Run, Killing Eve, Belgravia, Defending Jacob.
I watch so many fucking shows.
It's a gift, you know. It's a gift.
I don't watch any shows during the day. I literally,
I know.
I'm here all day. I don't even turn the TV on until usually 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
And yeah. And so I started a new season of a show I'd watched on Netflix before, dropped yesterday, Medici the Magnificent. It was the 3rd season of the Medicis. And it's like all about the Medicis and Renaissance Italy. And it's very dramatic and overwrought and treacherous. And the music is just a bit too much, but it's just it's cool. So I binged that yesterday and stayed up late to finish it, because I had like 2 episodes left and watched it, and you know. So
they invented medicine.
No, they were
not the what they're known for.
No, the Medici the Magnificent was Cosimo, and he was like basically the patron of like Michelangelo and those guys, and it's the reason why we have a lot of that art.
Why we have art. He invented art.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well,
magnificent.
His pocketbook and where he borrowed the money from, you know, was cool. But it was a lot. It was very historical and stuff. So, you know, I finished binging it.
You got me intrigued. Where did he borrow the money from? It's from Russia. He bought it from Russia.
No, well, they were bankers. They were bankers, and they were in charge of the banks. And then like it was like, oh, we'll just borrow some money from the city of Florence, and we'll just put it in our coffers over here, and we'll just keep it in these separate books over here. We'll just borrow that. And then eventually, you know, sometimes somebody will be like, hey, we need some money. And they're like, oh, there's no money over here. And then it's like, oh, well, let's get this guy installed as Pope. And then they get their guy installed as Pope thinking they'll get, you know, some money from the Pope. And he goes to the Pope, and then the Pope is like, yeah, no, I don't think so. Not at this time. He's just like, oh. And then he's like, but wait a minute. I loaned such and such money to this guy one time. So send somebody over there and get some money from him again. And
it sounds like a weird show. I don't get any of this.
It was Italy. It was your people. You should understand this.
I don't know. I guess I'll have to watch the show, and then I'll relate.
Yeah. So, you know, there's all this treacherous shit going on, and, you know, it's very historical. So then I binged it. So then I had to, you know, Google it and look up history and stuff.
I don't understand how getting somebody made the Pope gets you out of debt.
Because the papal bank
They have all the money.
They had all the money, and they had armies. There was a papal army. They had armies and stuff, and all of the little places in Italy were like little kind of city states, and they all had like people in charge of them, and they all had money, and you had to borrow your money, and then
I'm
it was
a simple
all
man.
it was all very political in terms of who ended up getting pope, because like the Medici the Magnificent, like one of his sons ends up becoming pope, and then his nephew becomes pope after his son was pope, and just it's
Well, let me ask you this: in the
treacherous.
course of the show, at any point were there any swamp critters? Have any swamp critters in that show?
No,
No. Okay. All right. I'm not watching it
no
then.
swamp
Okay.
critters,
Moonshiners.
unless it was those treacherous reality.
The realities.
Or Rialo, something like that.
Something.
They were
I said it
jerks.
wrong with
They,
such a
they were bad.
Oh.
They were bad. It was like they were like the bad guys, and they like killed like the one guy's mother in like the beginning of the season. I was just like, oh, that's rude.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, you're missing quite a
What
bunch of
are
faces.
Are they?
really.
Are they though? Are they really?
Oh, yes.
So they're
not on
they're
this.
better villains than Royal Guards.
Yes, there you go. I'm a royal guard.
The Royal Guards would fit in with some of these guys, because some of these guys were worthless. It's like they were supposed to help out, and then they're like, when shit's going down, they're just like, I've got to go over here to Tuscany and whatever, blah blah blah. But
Wow.
yeah, so Medici's. There's 3 seasons of it on Netflix. Sean Bean's in the first season. Of course, he's not in the
He
next
dies
season. So.
immediately.
Of course, he's not in the
Immediately
later
he
seasons because
dies.
he's Sean Bean.
Yes.
But it's something to watch when you're not watching Clone Wars, because we also watched that yesterday.
Yes.
The new episode of Clone Wars, which was insane.
That was
And
intense.
the last episode is going to drop on May the 4th as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm
Yes.
look at those. She's like, okay, you should start watching this now. And then so I'm up to date on Clone Wars at the end of everything, and it's been
Yeah, because
crazy.
there were some. Come on, guys, you got to admit some of those episodes this season were kind of like filler ones, and it was just like, okay, all right. But it's like just the last couple ones, you had to watch that, and that was
It was good.
fantastic.
The new one that I just watched, the newest one, wow,
Ridiculous.
that was intense. The music and stuff in that was really,
Yeah.
wow. It was a
Very
very
intense.
different show than any I've ever seen.
I would love to see this intercut with Revenge of the Sith at some point. Like, I'm sure someone will do it.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure.
I'm
These-
sure.
these-
I guarantee.
Fit
I'm
right
sure
together.
someone's already working on it.
Yep.
I would watch that.
Yep.
Well, it's probably already up. They
Probably.
probably already did it. I guarantee there's an edit already of that.
For sure.
Oh, and then I did, when we were on a break in between things, I realized I had some predictions for May the 4th sets.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Of course, you're going to have your base chase. You're going to have bundles with special cards.
Bundles.
Bundles. And so you're going to have the Ray. You're going to have a Ray. It's going to be $99.99. You know it. And then, or there maybe there's a Ben Solo, Kylo, Sig, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't care. $99.99. I'll buy it. Whatever.
Yeah, I said, as if they do a Ben Solo autograph, Adam
shit,
Driver sheet
man.
for $99.99. She's like,
Just
I'm
do
buying it.
Just do it.
I'm buying it.
Or Tops, just send it to my account. Padme1138.
Just put it in there
Just put it
as
in
a
there.
thank you.
Just
For all
slide
the
it
good
in there.
times.
I'll just check my stack every once in a while, see if you've got it in there yet.
Really, you're gonna like now that you put that out there, you're gonna start looking. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's happening.
It's happening. So yeah, I'm ready for that Ben Solo card
My body is ready.
in my stack. So
Okay, there you go.
just
What
put it
about
in
you,
there.
Adam? What do you got? Show us what
Well,
you got.
This week, got to give a shout out, Hoard Illuminati shout out to my wife, Jennifer. She's Ewok Merkin in the app. She got me some really cool stuff for my birthday. So
Which
she
was
got
just-
me
Was that yesterday or the day before?
Thursday,
Yeah.
yeah, when we
You
were
were very
recording the.
quiet about that.
I know he didn't
How
say
long
Yeah.
did you turn? Did
Right.
you turn some weird number that you just were like, yeah, I'm not mentioning it? Is that what happened?
41.
Oh,
41.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of a blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not-
Yeah.
You're old enough to drink too much.
Yeah.
So
And then you'll
she got-
turn into that.
Here's your future.
So-
You should be so lucky.
Turn into that and you won't remember key points of Star Wars movies you
Oh,
just saw.
There you go. Chug lug, baby.
She got me a Buford signature, which I didn't really know existed until
What?
very recently. Yeah, there in Force Awakens, the guy, there's actually a guy in Buford moving it around. So he got his own top signature card in the Journey to the Rise of Skywalker set.
Show it to us. Let's see. You've got it in your
It's-
hand, right?
It's this Tom Wilton, and he is apparently in Buford.
Oh, be
So-
dang.
Yeah. So I was very excited to see that. She also picked up a set of 1980 Topps Weird Wheels for me,
Cool.
which are kind of like this rat rink, like custom culture, like car cards. They're kind of like almost like a precursor to Garbage Pail Kids. So you've got all these like custom like dragsters and hot rods that have like really funny names and some really amazing art to them. Like you've got the putrid Porsche and the samurai Subaru, and you know, you've got this vampire van where it looks like an ambulance where there's like blood coming out of it. And you've got these like meat wagons where it's like a butcher with like all this stuff coming out of it. Like all these, you know, you've got Hun on a Honda motorcycle, and you've got all sorts of just like really fun stuff. It's like a 55 card set from 1980, and super cool. I'm really excited to have it. I found out about these very recently, and I'm like, I did not know these existed, but I want them. And then she
Yeah, those are cool. That's like a 55 card set. and it's those classic Topps artists too. I'm looking it
Yeah.
up right now. Norm Saunders, who worked on like Mars
Mhm.
Attacks and stuff like that. And it's very clearly heavily influenced by Big Daddy Ed Roth with the giant creatures and the undersized funny
Mhm.
cars and stuff like that. Those are cool.
Yeah, so got the whole set. They're in really good condition. I mean, they've got some yellowing to them. I mean, they're 40 years old now,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, but they're still like
So are
the
you.
cards
You've
are in
got some
great shape.
yellowing
I
as
know,
well, Adam.
I know. Some dented corners, some yellowing, some creases here and there. Yeah, it all checks out. She also picked up a hobby box of black and white Return of the Jedi for me. So I
Nice.
was digging through those, and I got a Salacious Crumb signature. So I guess you get a signature card if you had an evil, wicked laugh in Return of the Jedi. So
Did you see that card that Matt was showing off this week?
which
Is it the Biker Scout sketch?
Yeah, the Biker Scouts.
Yeah,
There
he
was
got
Yeah.
the other half. Yeah.
yeah, there was a card he had bought a while ago that was a Biker Scout, and it was cut like right down the middle of his face, the left side, and then he was looking at eBay the other day, and he found the right side. So the two cards go together to form one image, and the chances of finding those two and getting them together is absolutely preposterous. So yeah, he's super excited about that. It's such a neat thing, and that's like such his jam. I was really, really excited to see that. That's a really cool thing. He's going to reach out to the artist when he gets them together. Let him know, hey, your babies are back together.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, happy birthday, Adam. I'm sorry
thank
that
you.
you
Thank you.
had to get old and yellow.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get PSA graded, and hopefully I'll come back at like a 7 or
If you
something.
come back at a 7, you know, your money.
7 or 8, yeah. So with that, let's wrap up the show. Be sure to follow us at Hoardcast on Twitter, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, all the other podcast aggregators. Be sure to follow us on YouTube now. And also, if you'd like to be part of the Discord, we have a Discord server. It's Hoardcast Discord server. If you'd like an invite, send an email to hoardcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to be on the show or be part of it, send us a voicemail. We've got phone lines open. 904-628-1138, 904-628-1138, and ask Hoardcast anything. And Josh, thank you so much for being on the show. It was great having you on today.
It's great
And
to be here.
remind everyone how they can find you in the apps again.
I am Dunk TK421 in Star Wars and Marvel.
Perfect. Thank you. And for AC Destroyer, Padme 1138, Ted Salas, and Dunk TK421, we will see you next time.
Arrivederci, and stay tuned for May the 4th. I think you're gonna like it.
Minshew?
Minshew.
Minshew.
Did you hear they're gonna hire?
We are-
They're looking at Andy Dalton.
What
Come
the
on.
hell? Andy Dalton. But really?
Do we need that?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, somebody does need to hold Minshew's clipboard.
Okay, that was our tangent for the end. Arrivederci.
Fade to black.
We don't need Andy.
Minshew.
We don't need Andy.
We are Legion.
We are all.
We are one.
We are
Watching.
Watching.